Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, and today I finally am caught up with the show Titans. This week's episode is episode 6 and is titled Jason Todd, which I was really excited to see because we haven't seen a live action iteration of him yet. Okay, so we find out early in this episode that Jason Todd is Batman's new Robin. We find out because Dick asks him that, how long have you been doing this? He tells him a year. So Jason Todd is at a year in, and you can tell that Dick already has some resentment just in the early shots with him, because finding out this information, he kind of is just like, alright, I guess Batman's moved on already, but he didn't think it would be that quick. So I would definitely make him feel some kind of way. In certain scenes in this episode, it shows clearly that Jason doesn't know what it means to be Robin. He just kind of looks at it as like a facade that he can do whatever he wants because he's not Jason and he's Robin. I personally think in this episode they're definitely hinting at a possible Nightwing. I'm just not sure if they're going to do it though, because for the preview of next week's episode he's still dressed up as Robin. I personally hope that that's what's going to happen because I don't really see many other possible options. Also in this episode, in a flashback, we find out that Dick's parents were killed by the Maroney family because his parents owed them protection money and they didn't want to pay, and that's how his parents died. We find out that all the people that Dick knew besides his parents from when he was in the circus, most of them have been killed except for, of course, the man that was shown in a previous scene that Dick actually wanted to live with instead of Bruce Wayne, but he sacrificed knowing that living with Bruce Wayne he was going to have a better life, which is an awesome scene. Also in this episode we find out that Dick as Robin has a problem trying to give up Robin, and it's really interesting. That's also why I think it could lead to Nightwing, because he doesn't want to give up Robin because then he wouldn't have, like a secret identity, but certain hints in this episode seems like he really, this is the point where he may shift and take on his own, new hero name, but I hope is not. Then we find out that the man who killed Dick's parents, when he was arrested, was going to cut a deal with the cops. So Dick as Robin showed up and beat the crap out of him, but then they were kind of ambushed by the Maroney family, and we find out that he asked for Dick to help him because he just beat the crap out of him and he couldn't get out. Dick says no, and then right after that he dies. You can tell that this was like probably one of the moments where Dick decided he doesn't want to keep doing this anymore, at least not as Robin. We find out that his son somehow found out that that's what happened on that night, and he's the one who's been killing Dick's friends and family from the circus. It's really interesting. In two scenes in this episode, Dick reveals, once accidentally in emotion, and then the other one because somebody else reveals it, but you find out that he has now revealed himself to two different people, one of them being the killer of his parents. He got his parents' killer murdered. He didn't do it, but he didn't help either, and he refused to. So both of the Robins kind of take down this guy, his parents' murderer's son. I'm not sure, he kind of looks like Two-Face, like they don't say he is or anything, but I don't know what to make of it really. And Robin fucked him up like really fast. And then Jason Todd decides to beat up a bunch of cops at the end, and one thing I thought was interesting that I noticed was, even with the two different characters of Jason and Dick as Robin, one way they differentiated them in the Robin costume is they both had different fighting styles, which was awesome. Jason's a little asshole at the end of this episode. Robin at the end of the episode gets on a phone call with Starfire, and she says, "How many Robins should I expect when he comes back?" And he says, "None," which I hope is another hint at Dick may be taking on a different persona. Like I said, for the next episode it shows that he's still in the Robin costume, so maybe this could be his last one. He's just using it. I mean, we don't know. One thing I would like to talk about real quick in this episode is they did a really awesome job with Jason Todd, because like I said before, this is the first time we've seen him on screen at a live action show, and they did great. His character was just like the way he was in the comics. You know, it's still early on in his career, so we can kind of think that, you know, he may be dying soon. If that happens, well, you know, not actually dying, but, you know, we could possibly have a Red Hood down the line. I look forward to seeing you guys next week.